All right, everybody, welcome to the Undisputed Podcast with me and my co-host Jeff. We'll go over one pay-per-view match a day when we can, when we don't have plans or things that are keep holding us up. But we try to go after over one pay-per-view a match a day, starting in 1997, and work our way up to current day product. We are now at WrestleMania 14, and the only difference with WrestleMania is we do three matches. We each pick one, and then we get the main event. That's always automatically reviewed. We always review the main event of WrestleMania every time. So now we hit that WrestleMania 14 main event. It is Shawn Michaels, the champion, versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, the 1998 Royal Rumble winner, for the strap. Main event. Let's go. First, we start out with a video package showing how Mike Tyson got involved in this feud, and showing the little beef that Michaels and Austin have accrued. And props to making the storyline happen, because Shawn Michaels messed his back up bad in the casket match that we reviewed at the 98 Royal Rumble, so he's not been able to compete or really take many bumps since the Royal Rumble, and yet they've still managed to keep the heat by adding Mike Tyson and having Michaels super kick Austin when he wasn't looking and stuff. So Michaels pretty much agreed to do this match, as this was his send-off. He was going to go have back surgery, and it actually ends his career for 4 years. This is Shawn Michaels' last match until SummerSlam in 2002. So this is something special here. Mike Tyson enters first with the DX music and a DX t-shirt. It's kind of like a remix of DX music. And then Austin comes out next. Austin does this thing where he goes on the turnbuckles and does this shit, and then he gets right in Mike Tyson's face. So that's escalating quickly already. And then Shawn Michaels comes out next with DX music. Nice little entrance here. The match starts out quick, both competitors going at each other real quick. Austin slams Michaels into the turnbuckle and ends up actually pantsing Michaels, and his ass shows to everybody. And then he starts working the leg. He kicks the leg, Michaels gets up, kicks the leg, Michaels gets up, kicks the leg, Michaels gets up. Then he back body drops Michaels to the outside. Austin and Triple H get into it on the outside, and with Triple H ends up throwing Stone Cold Steve Austin in the steel barricade. The officials end up ejecting Triple H and Chyna. Austin hasn't had enough, so he attacks Triple H. But that's the last you see of Triple H in this match. Michaels goes up the ramp after Austin and clotheslines Austin. And then he ends up Irish whipping Stone Cold Steve Austin into the dumpster that they'd moved to the back that was there from the Outlaws versus Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie match. And Austin went right hands to Michaels back in the ring. They whisk Michaels into the corner. Michaels does his traditional vintage little flip thing that he does there. And then an atomic drop on Michaels for a 2 count. And then you see Austin hotshot Michaels onto the top rope. He gets a 2 count on that as well. Austin goes for a stunner, but Michaels pushes off. And then kind of goes to the outside of the ring, and Austin hits a right hand, and Michaels flies off the ring apron into the announcer's table face first. And then Austin slams Michaels head face first into the steel steps on the outside. So things are going pretty quick here. Austin starts dropping some elbows on the face of Shawn Michaels. He gets two counts during this thing, or during this whole move set thing where he just drops elbows on him several times. Then he goes for the headlock, and they sit there for a minute. Shawn gets out of it with a jawbreaker. Austin pulls Michaels pulls Austin to the outside and tries to work on the knee on the ring post, and Austin pulls his legs in, and Michaels' face goes face first into the steel post. Austin, they roll the outside, and Austin gets back body dropped onto the concrete on the outside from Shawn Michaels, and then Shawn Michaels grabs the ring bell and hits Stone Cold in the head with it. And then the announcers try to say the ref didn't see it, but it's like, what the hell was he distracted from? How did he not see it? But not my business, I guess. Now Michaels back in the ring, delivers several right hands to Stone Cold Steve Austin while he's on top of him. And I just want to point out here at this point, ladies and gentlemen, that Shawn is going through so much pain in this match. I mean, you can see it. Every time he goes to bend down, he tries not to bend his back at all. It's every movement of his is slow. He's just literally trying to get through the match, and yet he's still putting on an entertaining match. That's how good Shawn Michaels was in the ring. So mad props to Shawn, because This does not look like it feels good. And this is all to drop the belt to Austin so that they had the WrestleMania main event they wanted. Couple left jabs to Austin and throws him back on the ground. Does some more right hands on top of him. And Austin gets a takedown and a bunch of right hands to Shawn, and then like aggressively throws Shawn Michaels over the top rope. But Shawn counters, drags Austin's legs around the ring post and slams Austin's knee into the ring post 3 different times. Now in the ring, Shawn starts to work on Austin's leg. Shawn goes to the figure 4, but he was shoved into the ring post and then cradled. He got a 3 count or a 2 count, 3 count, a 2 count on the cradle, and then Michaels goes right back to the leg. Michaels goes to the outside. He throws Austin across the announcer's table, but Mike Tyson grabs Austin, throws him back into the ring. Then as Austin gets up, staring at Mike Tyson, Shawn Michaels connects with a chop block to Austin's knee, and down goes Austin. Then Shawn locks in the figure 4, and it's locked in for a minute. Stone Cold's pretty, a lot of pain. Eventually, Austin's able to reverse the figure 4 so that the pain is put back on Michaels. So Michaels ends up getting the rope to cancel that out and get it broke. And then Michaels, Austin catapults Shawn Michaels into the turnbuckle, and he gets and then another cradle for 2. And then you see a sleeper applied. Shawn gets out of the sleeper by running into the turnbuckle, but the ref was behind him, so they run into the ref 3 times. So the ref's down. So now you know. Mike Tyson's a special enforcer. You know at this point that he's gonna get involved. I mean, it's just obvious at this point. So, Shawn Michaels set into the turnbuckle, or his head is set into the turnbuckle twice. Then Austin goes to the corner and starts stomping a mud hole in Shawn's ass and walking it dry. Then you get a back body drop to Shawn. But Shawn counters a clothesline, hits that flying forearm that he always does the vintage, and then he still kip ups. He hits a kip up. My lord, how does he do this? Because the amount of pain he's in, this is ridiculous. He's able to still do that. So he does it. Shawn hits the elbow drop off the top rope, and then he starts to tune up the band. Sweet Chin Music countered. Stunner countered. Sweet Chin Music countered. Stunner to Michaels. Tyson gets in and counts the quickest 3 count in the history of the WWE. It doesn't matter. Austin's a champion. Then Michaels ends up getting up and questioning Mike Tyson, and then Mike Tyson ends up laying out Shawn Michaels with a right hand of his own. So my thoughts on this match are, it's a pretty entertaining match, but it's a pretty average match in terms of like wrestling style. Again, probably not the fault of the competitor. Shawn Michaels' back. Shawn Michaels' back was fucked up. He should have never competed in this match to begin with. They should have just scrapped it and put somebody else in there. You could have easily thrown some other big name superstar in there, like Mick Foley or something like that, or even this could have been your time to throw The Rock in there. But I get it. He wanted to do it. Then they could try to build up a star some other way. Mad props for him enduring it, but I'm going to give this match like a 6 out of 10. It is entertaining, and they do give their best. And the Mike Tyson count was a shocker to people. And the right guy won, obviously, not just because of Michaels' injury, but I think they should have gave the belt to Austin anyways, even if Michaels was 100%. But, they gave the belt to Austin, and the biggest megastar in the world was finally crowned champion. So we'll see what Jeff has to say. 6 out of 10 from me. It's still worth a watch for me. WrestleMania 14 main event. Check it out, people. Catch you later.